Alrighty guys, welcome back to another one. We're going to shoot some buckshot out of the Tristar Viper G2 and 16 gauge. But before that, I just want to thank Gary Caskey and all the Patreon supporters for helping us fund this thing. It's a gun that we have been wanting for years. We finally have one, and it's all thanks to Gary and the Patreon supporters. But let's see what we got here. Might as well start with a heavy load. This is, they're all once fired Federal hulls. This is a Buckshot primer, 32 grains of little gun, the obturator 16 gas seal, 1/4 inch of a waxed hard card, a Mylar wrap, and 12 pellets of 33 caliber double-aught buck. See how this runs for us. Usually 16 gauge and double-aught work out pretty well together. You ready?
Yep.
1146 FPS. And from what I can see, the pattern's pretty good.
Focus. There you go. Hull looks great.
There's some 9mm on the ground laying right in front of us. Ready? Alright guys, let's start with this flyer down here. 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And I would assume to say that there's a 5th one in here somewhere and I just can't see it. But 11 to 12, and right here is the core of the pattern. We got one flyer down here. That's a very good load. Guys, I forgot to mention, we do have the full choke in that gun.
That's new paper. I don't want to patch 24 holes. 12. 10. That'll work. Alrighty guys, I'm up next. We've got here a once fired Federal hull. It's loaded with 23 grains of long shot, the Claybuster Blue Wad, 20 pellets of 31 cal single-aught buck with original buffer. We're at 42 yards. We've got the full choke in this Tristar. Let's see how it does here. Y'all ready? .1236.
Looks good to me.
Yeah.
I did notice the Tristar, whenever it ejects them, it's hitting the receiver and dinging the brass. That's pretty cool.
I wouldn't say it's cool.
Well, it's got to be something. The 1148 mashes the back of the hulls in.
Looks like an angry midget took a hammer to him. Alrighty guys, well, all in all, I mean, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here, and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, if I had to guess, there was 2 of them pellets that was outside of the wad, wouldn't quite fit in the wad. And I'd say that was probably that one and that one. But all in all, I mean, I'll let you be the judge a bit. I've seen better and I've seen far worse.
Yeah, 1148, far worse.
1148 wouldn't even hit the paper.
Nope. But that's pretty good. The aside from these 2 flyers down here, those are really good up top. Let's see what I got next. All right, guys, this one is once again a once fired Federal with a Buckshot primer, 22 grains of long shot, the CSD 16 wad. Those are available now. It's got a 4-pedal 3/4 cut on it, a 1/4 inch of 20 gauge fiber cushion wad inside the CSD 16, and 12 pellets of 30 caliber number 1 buck and mixed number 47 buffer. See how it does.
42 yards, full choke.
Yep. Firing. We got 1273 FPS. That's pretty good.
The dark on it's from that bolt face.
Yeah, it's dirty.
A little bit of carbon coming off it. We shot it a bit today. Good focus though. All in all, it looks good.
Oh, you got it.
Where's that? There it is. There's a, I don't know if y'all can see it or not. There's a little bit of a ding right there, like he says, where it catches on the receiver or something. But
It's like an AR-15. The shell deflector.
Other than that though, it looks good.
Well guys, looks like we got all 12 here, and 12 pellets of number 1 is the standard buckshot load for 16 gauge, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That actually looks like a double right here. Let's count them again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. One of these has to be a double because that's a really good pattern right there. You see the 12 foot anywhere?
Nope.
Alrighty.
Alrighty, and there's the 12th pellet. The paper folded back up, but it's kind of hard to see, but that's 2 pellets. See, these ones are round, that one's really oblong. All 12 are right there as he patches them up. They won't be there for long. Alrighty guys, I guess the next one I'm shooting is 27 grains of long shot. CSD 16 with a 4-petal 3/4 cut. It's got a 1/4 inch of fiber cushion wad, 18 pellets of number 2 buck. Mixed number 47 buffer. We're at 42 yards still.
That's got 22 grains of long shot, not 27.
It looks like a 7.
It's a 2.
Anyway, sorry guys, 22 grains of long shot. That was about bad. If anybody tried to reload that one. Anyways, let's see what happens here. That really did look like a 7 though.
Yeah, I've got terrible handwriting.
Well, it's on brass. But 1,210 feet per second?
1210.
I cannot see them ones.
And the primer looks absolutely beautiful.
It's starting to get a little chilly.
This one ain't got the ding on it though.
Oh, it's definitely winter. Well, alrighty guys, I can't remember how many pellets that was, but there's a lot of them there in a pretty good pattern.
Yeah. See.
I'll count them, so. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. There's all 18 there.
All 18. That's pretty decent pattern.
Y'all want to see something cool? See that rock? That was sitting underneath them steel plates down there. That is lead spalling on a
Piece
rock.
of limestone?
Piece of sandstone, what?
Oh. Lead spalling. That is actually pretty
That's
funny.
where it was underneath and all that lead coming off the steel, I'd say.
Alright guys, once again, once fired Federal. This one's actually a Federal haul from the 90s. But Shadot primer. We have 34 grains of little gun. The obturator 16. 1/4 inch of waxed hard card. 10 pellets of 34 cal double aught plus from Wade Rush. And this has original buffer in it. See how it goes.
42 yards, full choke.
Yep. 1230 FPS. Where'd the hole go?
Usually I see them, but I didn't see that one.
It's getting dark.
I seen something ping up this way, I thought, but...
The primer looks absolutely beautiful, still nice and round. Brass looks just fine, but if you guys ever loaded quad buck in 12 gauge, well, there you go. It ripped the hull up just like quad buck does. That had no mylar wrap in it. Alright guys, that one spread out a little bit. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Looks like we got 8 of 10, and it's a pretty wide pattern.
9.
Usually we have pretty good luck with 34 cal and 16 gauge, but I'd say that full choke was just a little bit too tight for those.
Blew it out.
Yeah, might want to use a modified or maybe even a proof cylinder, honestly.
That's something to test out, though.
Yeah, guys, we are going to continue this in part 2 because we are clearly losing light fast here. So, yep, we're going to do a part 2 here.
Thanks y'all for watching.
Well, guys, I feel like all them patterns were pretty good. So far, we are really liking this Tristar again. Huge thanks to Gary and the Patreon supporters for helping us fund that thing. We love it. We had actually 11 or 12 loads out with us, and I think we fired 5 or 6 in this video, and we ran out of light. It was a lot darker in person than what it looked like on camera. So, we'll continue this one in part 2. You guys just stay tuned for that. Some of them are loaded in steel shot wads for, extended range type loads, and some of them are loaded in just a claybuster wad. If you're curious about this and that and my red eye, I was cooking dinner earlier and had some hot oil splash up in my face, which really sucked, but it is what it is. One more thing about the 34 cal load, the 10 pellet 34 cal load. That one, the sweet spot again for it is 32 grains, and that's running about 1150 FPS. And for that one, you do want to open up the choke a little bit. 34 cal, as you guys probably know, is 680 stacked by twos, and that's over 16 gauge bore by about 15 thousandths. So you're better off using a modified choke or improved cylinder with that load, or at least that pellet size anyway. I feel like 32 grains and open it up to a modified choke would really tighten that pattern up. Now that pattern wasn't bad. It was not bad by any means, but we like to see tighter patterns. So as Josh said, we'll test that one out in part 2. I'll do it again, back the charge down to 32 grains, and we'll switch to the mod choke for that and see just how good of a load it really is. Top end 16 gauge loads can absolutely match a 12 gauge 2 3/4 inch load, Magnum 2 3/4 inch 12 gauge. As you guys see, we're getting 1.5 ounces, no problem. You can take it up to 1 5/8 ounces with little gun and lead shot. With TSS, you can load up to 1 7/8 ounces, but we're not loading TSS here. We're just doing lead. And again, you can match a 12 gauge 2 3/4 inch Magnum with the top end 16 gauge loads. That being said, 12 gauge does still have the advantage of loading a little bit heavier with its top end load for 2 3/4 inch, top end loads I should say, and using stuff bigger than 34 cal, 35 and 36 cal triple aught. Then you got their 375 caliber quad buck, and those are all great sizes. They actually work really well in 12 gauge. And one more advantage that 2 3/4 inch 12 gauge has over 16 gauge is it can be loaded up its top end 1 7/8 ounces with lead shot or 2 ounces with TSS. But that's just comparing top end loads for both gauges. But anyway guys, we're going to continue this in part 2. You guys just stay tuned for that. But anyway, please like and subscribe. We always appreciate that. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down in the comment section below and we'll get back to you. And if you want to, go check out our Patreon. It's as low as $1 a month. You guys get early access to content. A link to that, as well as a link to our Instagram and our Rumble account, will be in the description below. But other than that, you guys take it easy, and we'll see you in the next one.